Holla, holla, dollar, dollar.
Yay! Hey there, lovely people. I'm Burrhe. Welcome. I'm just going to present to you my sort of Froggy G build. This is how I play Froggy at the moment, right now. It all revolves around just darting in, doing some damage, darting out, just being a really annoying person, harassing, and moving about the map. Okay, onto this splash dash. I take the cubes, the hammer pants, and the hydro smash, the big damage. Instead of the cubes, the stun duration, I sometimes take the hydro splash, just for that extra burst damage on the splash dash. But I've been finding the stun duration just a little bit more useful. Onto the tornado move. I go the speed boost, that's the tapes, that's necessary. The duration and the reflect. I always go the speed boost. I found Arbe and shield sort of the interchangeable ones. Shield's a lot more general. It's much more effective in general. But the Arbe is situational and very good for pushing turrets. The duration could be interchanged with tweeters, the end damage. But I just prefer going the duration and Arbe, which work really well together. On the auto attack, I go Mutant Ninja Worms, and that is basically what this build revolves around. It's very useful, always get it, I think. Also the Mutant Worms, which is the attack speed upgrade, and I usually go the Thornfish as well. Thornfish could be interchanged, I think, with the straight up damage or the range. With the straight up damage, it's a lot more expensive than the Thornfish. I just find the Thornfish better as a better upgrade in general than the straight up damage. So that's why I usually go. The range with the attack speed just allows you to poke the turrets a bit better from distance, but I like to be up close and personal, so Thornfish is better. Okay, finally on his bottom row I run Regen's Boots and the Piggy Bank. I found the boots to be interchangeable with the max health, the Power Pills Light, but I prefer the boots for being able to run around the map really quickly, getting one pace from one end to the other. However, you will be very, very squishy throughout the game, especially early game and late game. Okay, at the start you need to collect as much solar as possible in the drop, obviously. You need 240 solar for the initial items. So if you're a bit short, go beyond the shop into the base and collect those coins up, and that should sort you out. So in the shop you buy the piggy bank, the splash dash, the boots and the regen to begin with. This is really good for sustain, movement about, just general harassing as well, and that should do you for the first bit of the game. Okay, so you have your early game items. What you want to be doing right at the start is just laning as much as possible, just moving around the map, changing between lanes as much as possible, just chipping away the turrets when you get the opportunity. A good team will stop you from doing this, but yeah, you should have good options of getting out with the splash dash if they try and come in you. Yeah, move between lanes as much as possible. Don't be afraid to use your splash dash on the creeps. It gives a really good sort of AoE attack. Also just harass. Your objective is to be as annoying as possible. Harass people. Just shouldn't really be expecting kills, because you don't output a huge amount of damage. Chip away them and make them afraid of you, basically. But don't be afraid of turret diving, and look for enemies on low health to pick off. This will be difficult still because you don't output that damage. Also, always have an escape route, especially when your team's on the defensive and you're in enemy territory. This will be more difficult against Derple's snare trap. With the splash dash and the boots, you should have a lot of options to play around with. On your first trip back, you ideally want to have 325 solar. This will allow you to buy the Nado and the Mutant Ninja Worms together at the same time. with the Nado and Mutant Ninja Worms, you are now a killing threat. Mutant Ninja Worms is when you hit with a Splash Dash or Nado. Your next auto attack shot will deal an extra 12 damage. Mutant Ninja Worms gives you burst, and base Nado can output a lot of damage, making you a real threat. You want to continue harassing people, forcing them to go for health out of lane, and also laning yourself. Using the Nado on droids is an effective early laning tool. The way you use Mutant Ninja Worms is to initiate with a Splash Dash, get off the Mutant Ninja Worm shot for the extra burst, and then go in for the Nado. And then once the Nado is complete, hopefully they'll still be nearby and you can finish them off with another burst of Ninja Worms. You can now also start looking for kills. With the burst and the Nado damage that you output, you should be getting them, especially with a bit of skill from landing those Mutant Ninja Worm shots. As you start to enter the mid-game, you want to buy Hammer Pants and Turbo Tape, the first step of each, and also the second regen. With the increased damage of Hammer Pants, killing droids will be a lot easier. Don't forget to keep laning and pushing towers, because that is what wins matches. The Hammer Pants will also increase the burst damage on the initiation of the Splash Dash, and paired with the Mutant Ninja Worms, the burst does stack up. However, the optimum damage only applies if you can land both the Hammer Pants Shockwave and the Mutant Ninja Worms, so choose your attacks well and take your time with the first shot to ensure you hit it. With the Turbo Tape, it is now much easier to follow up the burst damage by chasing them down or sticking to them with the Nado as they run away. This will also allow you to apply the second burst of Mutant Ninja Worms to finish them, as you can stay closer to them more reliably. As I said at the start, be careful around tanks and people with high bursts, because you have a low maximum health. Get a teammate to help finish them off. On Aiguillon, the Invis Orb is your friend. Boots should mean you can get the orb almost every time, and coming out of the Invis should guarantee you land the full Hammer Pants and Mutant Ninja Worm burst. Now you should be entering the late game, and to do so you want to max out your Splash Dash. First you want to max out the damage, so get the second stage of Hammer Pants and the Hydro Smash, which is the big 15 plus damage. Then work on the cubes to give you the increased stun duration, making it easier to land the Mutant Ninja Worms and the follow-up Nado. Now, feel free to enjoy doing 40 damage Splash Dash with 24 damage Hammer Pants, along with the 18 damage you do with the Mutant Ninja Worms. That totals 82 burst damage, with the stun as well, so teammates can attack them, and you're free to nado them at will. As you may have seen in my Gotta Go Fast video showcase, both the tape and the duration fully upgraded makes a really good chasing down option. It's also very useful for escaping sticky situations when your Splash Dash is on cooldown. It should be noted that the Hammer Pants Shockwave is able to hit enemies hiding just behind turrets and the base, so use that to your advantage. The other upgrades can be bought as needed. I'd suggest the Reflect on the Nado. That could be bought a lot earlier if you need it to counter certain enemies. Wheedling Nests with Gnaw, or Lone Star's Dynamite, and sometimes Durple as well. Just be careful with the Durple snare traps, because, like I've said before, you are squishy. Okay, that's all I've got left to say on this build guide. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you think this is something I should be doing more of, and if so, sort of what build guides you want to see next. I've been Burrhe. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you next time.